incredibly inspiring to see this amazing, amazing turnout. A sea of blue and white in support of our beloved Israel. I am Linda Morales, President of UJA Federation of New York, one of the primary organizers of this event. I'm proud to say that UJA has already allocated $10 million from our endowment to support the life-saving work of our partners on the ground. And we are facilitating much, much more. We are urging our community to give as generously as possible to UJA to meet these massive needs that we know lie ahead. And we come together this evening, a united community, to share our strength and resilience with the people of Israel. We come together to say, we share your sorrow, and we pray for the safe and immediate return of the hostages. And we also come together to say to the world, we must denounce terror and unequivocally support the right of Israel to defend its citizens. And it's now my great honor to introduce a tremendous friend of Israel, Governor Kathy Hochul. Governor Hochul immediately offered her support publicly for Israel, and we are grateful that she is using the full power of her office to help keep our New York Jewish community safe. This is major. So thank you, Governor. Thank you so much for your friendship. Your support means the world to us. We are so appreciative.
Albert Einstein once said, "The world is in greater peril from those who tolerate or encourage evil than those who actually commit it." I stand here to tell you that New Yorkers will never tolerate evil, whether it's committed here in our homeland or in Israel. We will never, ever tolerate evil. Moments of darkness and in cruelty, yes, we are called upon to pray for peace, but justice first. There must be justice for the slaughter of babies and children and grandmothers and families torn apart by the horror of what happened to their loved ones. And that's exactly what we're going to continue to do, and I want to thank Linda for her support of the UJA and all of them. And yes, we will give generously. We must reach deep into our pockets because there are those who live far away. But we are united as one family because New York and Israel will always stand together. And they need our help now. So be generous. I also want to thank Ambassador Erdogan, who we just heard from. Just a few short hours ago, I was with the ambassador in the Consul General in their offices. We sat there together as we watched President Biden talk about how the United States will be there for Israel in good times and in bad. And that is important to have that commitment from our President, Joe Biden. I want to thank Noam Gilboard, the interim CEO of JCRC, and all the organizations. I'll be brief. People are experiencing deep, deep pain in our hearts. There are New York families who don't know the outcome of their loved ones at this point in time. This is not the end. this is just the end of the beginning, because not only will we seek justice, we'll make sure that New Yorkers here in America, in our own state, are safe as well. You can count on our NYPD, our state police, our joint terrorism task force. We stand together to protect every single one of you. We'll continue to protect you. And I'll tell you, as governor of the state of New York, I am so proud to govern a state that has the largest Jewish population in the world outside of Israel. I'm proud of that. You're proud of that. We are all proud of that. And I'll continue to fight anti-Semitism every place it rears its ugly head. We will defeat evil right here in New York. Let's win this, everyone. Let's stick together. New York stands with Israel.
Good evening. My name is Ben Galb and I serve as the president of the JCRC of New York, a proud member of the UJ network. I want to thank all the public officials who are here today standing by Israel. I particularly want to thank the governor for her kind remarks. I really want to thank you, though, all of you who are here today in person, for demonstrating to the world that New York stands arm in arm with our brothers and sisters in Israel during this most challenging time. Your presence matters, as do your voices. The horrors of the last few days are hard to comprehend. Try as I might, I can't even fathom the barbarity which has been displayed. New Yorkers understand 9/11. Imagine 10 times 9/11. That's what Israel had to withstand. And I think it was President Herzog who said that the last time so many Jews were slaughtered was during, God forbid, the Holocaust. With the viciousness of the terrorist attack on Israel so fresh in people's mind, there's clear, broad-based support for Israel's right to defense and to eliminate the immediate terrorist threat. But I fear that as we go on for a prolonged period of time, a lot more innocent people will suffer. And as the fighting goes on, we will see, and we're already seeing to some extent, some of the public officials assert that there's some kind of moral equivalency between the actions of the Israel Defense Forces and Hamas terrorist organization, as if an army which seeks to protect civilians as much as it possibly can is somehow no different than terrorists who actively seek out to murder babies, women, and children. As this war continues, I ask each of you to be on lookout for signs of this dangerous pattern of the public's attention. Please continue to stand with Israel in the difficult days and weeks ahead as we are prepared to call out those leaders with weak moral compasses who attempt to sway public opinion in the wrong direction. We know if we're all together that won't happen, but we have to work together. I have the privilege of introducing the next speaker. We are very fortunate in New York. We have a mayor who's visited Israel 3 times, including just recently with the JCRC and UJA. We have a mayor who is very clear where he stands. And we have a mayor who does not espouse false moral equivalency, but speaks unequivocally in support of Israel. It is now my great honor to introduce the mayor, a true friend of Israel, the 110th mayor of the city of New York, Mayor Eric Adams.
Thank you. And I am not going to be long. I'm going to give you 4 words. This morning on my briefing, my special counsel, Lisa Zomberg, said something that I want us all to acknowledge. We've been through some tough time, New Yorkers. We are tough people. We saw the center of our trade collapse. We saw some of the horrific actions that played out on the stage of our city and our country. But she said something that hits me to my soul. She stated to our team, "We are not all right. We are not all right when we see young girls pulled from their home and dragged through the streets. We are not all right when we see grandmothers being pulled away from their homes and children shot in front of their families. We are not all right when right here in the city of New York, you have those who celebrate at the same time when the devastation is taking place in our city. We are not all right when Hamas believes that they are fighting on behalf of something in their destructive, despicable action that carried out. We are not all right when we still have hostages who have not come home to their family. We are not all right. And we're not going to say we have a stiff upper lip and act like everything is fine. Everything is not fine. Israel has a right to defend himself, and that's the right that we know. Your fight is our fight. Your fight is our fight. Right here in New York, we have the largest Jewish population outside of Israel. This is the place that our voices must raise and cascade throughout the entire country. We will not be all right until every person responsible for this act is held accountable. We don't have to pretend. And I want to thank my religious leaders throughout this city of all religious groups who reached out to us and clearly stated that they denounced the hatred and the anti-Semitism that was displayed on one of the holiest days of the year. This was intentional, this was bitter, this was nasty, this was something that shows Hamas must be disbanded and destroyed immediately. So I say to you, I'm not here because I'm your mayor. I've been in Israel as a state senator. I protected the community of this city in general, but specifically the Jewish community as a police officer. I stood with you as borough president. And now I'm here today to say not only am I the chief executive of this city, but I'm your brother. I'm your brother. Your fight is my fight. That swastika not only displays the pain of anti-Semitism, it displays the pain of racism among African Americans. You marched with us with Dr. King. You stood with us with all the fights you had. And I'm saying we're going to stand with you and stay united together. And we don't have to be all right. We should be angry at what we saw. Thank you, Israel.
I want to thank my brother, the mayor. He really stands with Israel, came with us to Israel, was steadfast, and we can't thank him enough. And in addition to the mayor, we have our incredible Attorney General, Tish James. Tish James has traveled to Israel. She has a long, deep relationship with the New York Jewish community, and we are deeply appreciative of her strength and her vigilance, and she will stand with us. We thank you so much. Please welcome our Attorney General, Tish James.
Israel will not be destroyed. Israel will never perish. Israel will forever survive. I stand with Israel. What the world witnessed this weekend was the most horrific terrorist attack against the Jewish people, carried out by a terrorist organization. And that organization must be destroyed because it does not represent the interest of any people. This was an attempted genocide. And therefore we come together in sheer horror over what happened in Israel. All of us, people of all religions and all ethnicities, who have come together to hold up our Jewish and Israeli families and friends. And as someone who represented in the city council Crown Heights for 10 years and kept them safe, I will continue to keep the Jewish community safe now all throughout the state of New York. And my message is clear. You are not alone. I stand here as a living testament to the fact that terror and hate will never, ever win. Children and mothers and seniors and Holocaust survivors murdered, taken from their homes, held by hostage by monsters, young people celebrating the joys, dancing in the streets, spreading peace, raped, murdered, and then paraded around in the streets in the most barbaric ways. The death toll mounts against the slaughter. Members of the military and paramedics killed while trying to protect innocent people in their country. Precious babies, the most innocent of God's creation, murdered and desecrated in ways that we cannot comprehend. All in the name of a sick group of people. Families that will never be made whole again because of these acts of unspeakable terror. A nation in mourning, living under the greatest fear, yet is still called upon to respond to protect their own. A nation that still rises because they know the horrors of the real and immediate threat they face each and every damn day. This is the story of the Jewish people, resilient in the face of the most trying of circumstances. And tonight, we are here together to denounce the hate and violence and the terrorism. Israel's 9/11 that we will never forget and will never, ever happen again. And so we remember, and that's why we are here, to put our arms around one another, to absorb each other's pain, to turn to faith, and to pray, because in times of indescribable pain, we pray, prayer that knows no religion or race, ethnicity, or bounds. We pray for those who were murdered. And then after we pray, we demand that the hostages be returned now. Hostages that are still enduring unspeakable fear and danger. We pray for their safe return. And know, my Jewish brothers and sisters, know that God will be with you. He will never leave you, never forsake you. Do not be afraid and do not be discouraged. Hold on to hope, and may God be with Israel now and forever as we stand with Israel and we pray for peace. God bless you and thank you.
And now, please welcome the Acting Consul General of Israel in New York, Saar.
I'm still heartbroken. I just met Orna and Ronen here, parents to Omar. that is currently kept in Gaza. And they do not know where is he, how is he feeling, if he is alive. I'm heartbroken because my homeland is under a brutal attack. We are fighting for our very existence. And my homeland is your closest ally in the Middle East and beyond. This same land holds profound spiritual significance for a vast Jewish community in America. This Saturday morning, during Simchat Torah, Shmini Atzeret, a day symbolizing joy in the Jewish calendar, Palestinian terrorists from Hamas launched a horrifying assault on Israeli civilians and soldiers, committing a massacre. The scale of this cruelty is unparalleled. They claimed the lives of over 1,000 individuals, wounded thousands, and abducted more than 100. Among the victims were Jews and non-Jews, Israelis, Americans, and other nationalities. From civilian to soldiers, from young to the elderly, the horrors committed are beyond words. Children were murdered, women were assaulted and then taken to the Gaza Strip. Elderly individuals at bus stops were showered with bullets, and others were set on fire. These acts have robbed the victims of their dignity and humanity. It is the deadliest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust. It is a modern pogrom, with Hamas showing a wickedness even beyond that of ISIS. These atrocious actions were not just against Israel, but also acts against America, against the world, against of all humanity. Hamas, displaying a barbarity surpassing even ISIS, will face the consequences. Make no mistake, our response is driven not by revenge, but by a deep-seated commitment to ensure that such terror never occurs again. Israel is ready to act decisively against Hamas, aiming to diminish their capacity and motivation for future unspeakable acts. This includes their ability to launch thousands of missiles at Israel. Their enhanced capabilities have been fostered by no other by Iran, a regime notorious for its destabilizing actions across the Middle East. Through funding, armament, training, and strategic oversight, they have empowered this massacre. It's evident that Tehran had a hand in these recent events and is fueling tensions in Lebanon and Syria, aiming for a broader conflict against Israel. Their ambitions will be thwarted. In America, the outpouring support for Israel is heartening. I'm deeply thankful to President Biden, governors, district attorneys, borough presidents, federal legislators, mayors, and other bipartisan elected officials. Their aid, also military, provided by the US, fortifies our defense and strengthens our resolve. Nevertheless, the sight of buildings illuminated in blue and white, along with raising our flags, underscores that we are on the right and the same side of history. While some vocal demonstrations favor terror, mass shooting, and dehumanization of innocent people, they are overshadowed by the overwhelming support for Israel. Alarmingly, there's a rising tide of anti-Semitism and assaults on Jews, intensified by the conflict. We must remain vigilant and combat this threat resolutely. As we stand against a ruthless adversary, one that uses its own children as shields, it's crucial that we stand up and speak out against these acts of terror. With unwavering determination, we shall triumph. We do not just have the right to defend ourselves, we are obliged to do so. And we thank America for standing with us. Am Israel Chai.
Yoni is listening and watching us right now from Israel on my phone. Yoni, you are not alone. Look at these people supporting you and the entire people of Israel, praying and hoping for good news.
We are Ronan and Orna Neutra. We live on Long Island, New York, and we are proud dual citizens of the United States and Israel. Our beloved son, Omar Neutra, was born and raised on Long Island. He grew up loving both of his homeland America and the land of Israel with a lot of passion. He's a fun-loving person and a huge sports fan, especially loving the Knicks. He was the captain of his school basketball, volleyball, and soccer teams, and was the New York regional president of his youth group. A born leader, a great son, friend, and a passionate giving person. After graduating high school, Omar was accepted to Binghamton University, but decided first to take a gap year in Israel and connect with his family roots. This experience impacted his decision to stay in Israel and do what he believed in, serving and protecting the people of Israel.
We last spoke with him on Friday night. In our last conversation, he was looking forward to a quiet, peaceful weekend after a stressful month protecting the border. Omar is now believed to be held by Hamas. Omar, we know you are alive. We know you are whole. Be strong. We love you very much. And we know we will be together again soon. To the Hamas leaders, we ask that you will continue to treat Omar and all of the hostages in a humanitarian way in accordance with international law.
We are very grateful for all the efforts. The Israeli government, Secretary Blinken, and the Biden administration. What a speech today. What a speech. Senator Schumer and Gillibrand, Governor Hochul, Mayor Adams, and so many other people that care, and appealing to you, all of those people, to do everything, and we mean everything within your power, to ensure the secure, safe release of Omar and all the other hostages. Omar, look at the love and support. We love you, and we are just looking forward to bring you back home. Thank you, everybody, for your support and love. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
And now, please welcome to the stage cantors Chaim David Burson and Zevi Muller and their choir.
ואנשי כוחות הביטחון שנהרגו, שנטבחו, שנרצחו בידי מחבלים ארורים, צוררי ימינו, יימח שמם וזכרם, ומסרו נפשם על קידוש השם. אנחנו מתפללים לעילוי נשמותיהם. בגן יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים. ויצרו את נשמותיהם. אדוני הוא נחלתם.
Please join me now for this special pair of our Hayalim, soldiers of Tzva Ha'agana L'Israel who are fighting now on multiple fronts.
חכמים עלינו ניגפים לפניהם. הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וצרה. ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וצרה ומכל נגע ומחלה. וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיהם.
Good evening, I'm Rabbi Joseph Basnik of the New York Board of Rabbis. Every year we say, in each generation there are those who seek to destroy us. I think it's time to add additional words. The words are now it's time to destroy them. We learned years ago that the Holocaust could only occur because people were silent instead of shouting. This time, we're not going to be silent. We're going to shout as much as possible. When my parents came to this country after the war, after they lost all their children during that horrific period, two groups reached out to them. The Jews of Lynn, Massachusetts, and the nuns of St. Mary's Church. As those nuns said, we teach our kids in mathematics 1 and 1 equals 2. We also have to show them that in life, 1 and 1 can equal 1. So tonight, I want you to remember 2 words. One is united, the other is untied. They have the exact same letters. It only matters where you put the I. We are not here tonight in the spirit of I. We are here tonight as we. We will stand together against this inhumanity, against this barbarism, against this indecency. We stand with the decent. We are many and we are one.
Oh,